Hello, it's good to have you back. Yes, I'm glad you're watching the second part of this series, and this particular part I have themed Be Ready. That's the B in the ABC. Okay, so be ready, be ready. I assume that you're watching this because you've been able to answer the question I asked in the first part in the affirmative. So yes, you're sure you want to get married. Alright, so I'm going to be laying the next brick. Like I said in the first part, if the foundation be destroyed, there is nothing the righteous can do. Yes, what can the righteous do? It is going to be really difficult to have a solid and sound building on a faulty foundation, and that is why we are laying this foundation. And I want you to raise the building of your marriage on the right foundation. So the thing is, people are almost always looking for Mr. Right? If I ask you, oh, I'm looking for Mr. Right, I want to get married to my Mr. Right, all right? But oftentimes people forget to ask themselves a very salient question before they decide to get married, before they decide it is time to get married. You need to ask yourself, am I right? Am I right? Yes, you're looking for Mr. Right, but you yourself, are you right? Because it takes two people to make a marriage work. It takes two to tango. So let's assume that that man is Mr. Right. What about you? If you're not right, if your miss is wrong, that marriage will still not work. So you need to be right. And that's what I want to show you in this part. You need to be right in every sense of the word. How can you become right? That's what I want you to look at first of all in this part of the series. So are you the right person for him? And then are you fit to be a wife already? Are you ready to go into marriage? Maybe you've even fixed your wedding date and you're not yet ready. Do you know it's possible? Yes, it's not a matter of you being in a relationship for 8 years. You might be in a relationship for 8 years and still not be ready to proceed into marriage. So the question is, am I right? Are you right? Are you right? Are you the right person? Are you the right person for that person? Are you fit to be a wife? You know, not every woman fits to be a wife. Not every woman is called to become a wife. Not every woman will do well in marriage. It's just basic. So for you to be a good wife in marriage, for you to have an enjoyable marriage at the end of the day, you need to be right. You know, we usually focus on other people's flaws and we forget to, shine the spotlight on ourselves. And then check yourself. Okay, I'm trying to change this person. I'm trying to correct this person. What about myself? What are the issues I need to work on in my life? And that is the first thing I'm talking about to you in this part. You need to sit down and then highlight those aspects of your life. You need to be very sincere. You can't look at yourself and say, oh, I'm 100% perfect. That's not true. You'll be lying to yourself. There must be some things in your life that you need to work on. Now, highlight those things and then begin to work on those things. You need to focus the spotlight on those issues. Don't just wave it off, because marriage, I tell you, is a place where secrets are exposed. Your secret acts, your secret attitudes will be exposed in marriage. Yes. So, if you're hiding away all your bad parts, if you're hiding away all the negativities in your life, you better dig them out right now and begin to work on them. First, by trusting God to help you, and then secondly, by being ready to change and, putting all the hard work into becoming a better person. Very, very important. Very important. Okay, so are you the right person? Are you the right person? And then the second part of it is, are you fit to be a wife already? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Now, I am telling you categorically to get ready. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready for your bridegroom. Be ready for that groom. Be ready for that man. Be prepared for that man. Okay? You dress for where you're going. You put on the ornaments for where you're going. So you act what the part you want to play in the script of your life. Start acting it now. Don't wait until you are married before you become a better person. Become a better person right from now. So you need to get set for marriage. You need to get set. You don't just wait until all right, okay, marriage is here. No, you get set for marriage. You prepare for marriage. You don't prepare in marriage. And that's the mistake that many people make. They don't prepare for their marriages. They prepare a whole lot. They put a lot of resources into preparing for their weddings, but their marriages, they don't prepare for it. You need to prepare for your marriage. And the way you can prepare for your marriage is by preparing yourself, grooming yourself. You get it? Groom yourself for marriage. Groom yourself. Groom yourself emotionally. You have to be matured emotionally. You have to be matured to take the stress. Yes, because marriage is not for boys and girls. I can assure you of that. And that's why the Bible says it's the man and the woman that come together, not the boy and the girl. You might be 40 years and still be a girl. I can assure you of that. So it takes emotional maturity. You have to be matured emotionally. So you need to check yourself. Am I really ready to take all the stress? Am I ready to take anything that comes my way? Am I ready for it? Am I emotionally equipped? Am I psychologically right to take on anything that life throws at me? Because life is going to throw so many stones at your glass house. I can assure you of that. So you have to get set emotionally. Then financially too. Yes, even if you don't have a job right now, you need to invest in yourself and make sure that you are marketable, that you can get a job, you can get a good job, and by that you get educated. Now, you don't have to leave it at that. Make sure you're equipped too, skill wise. You have to be skillful. Learn a skill. I tell you, you wouldn't know when that skill will come in handy. I can assure you of that. Yes, I have a PhD degree, but my skills, bring me money on the side. And that is it. That's how it should be. So be equipped financially. Don't have the mentality of eating up your spouse or to be a liability in marriage. Don't have that mentality. Don't have that mentality to be a vulture. Just chop, 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 chop. No. You must have something to give. You must be an asset to that man. Until you're an asset, you're not ready to get married. You can't go into marriage as a liability. You have to be ready financially. You have to be ready economically. And then you have to be ready spiritually, most importantly. You have to be ready spiritually. If you remember, in the first part, I mentioned one of the reasons for marriage to be so that both of you can come together and fight the battles of life. Yes, the devil is at war against marriages. So you have to be emotionally, spiritually equipped to face the battles of life. And if you are there as a single person, you don't even have time to pray right now. You don't invest time in study of the Word of God. You don't develop your spirit. I tell you, it's going to be more difficult and more tasking when you get into marriage. I can assure you of that. It's going to take extra diligence and determination to get your spirits, going when you get into marriage. So the best bet is for you to invest in your spirit right now that you are single. Is the best time. Is the best time. Even Apostle Paul, it was like telling the Corinthians that the virgin, she has no worries, no cares. So it's easier for her to dedicate herself to the Lord. So now that you are a single person, is the excellent period, the wonderful opportunity for you to invest in your spirit, man. Be ready for marriage spiritually. Yes, and in every other way. But let me just stop there. All right, so now the next thing you need to do, or to be sure of, is to be sure your visions in life align. You have to be sure that your visions in life align. And then now, when you get into a relationship, you have chosen the right person. Okay, now I know this is the person I want to settle down with. I have had the approval from God. I am convinced that, okay, we're going to settle down together. We're going to be man and wife. Excellent. Now, the next thing is for you to understand what your courtship period is for. When you're in a relationship with that brother, yourself and your fiancé, it is not the time for both of you to, get playing with your bodies. This is not the time for it. As a matter of fact, if you venture into that without getting married, it's going to blur your vision. It won't allow you see clearly, and that is really what the courtship period is for, so that you can see, so that you can open your eyes, so that you can shine your eyes really well and see everything that you need to see now that you're single. So now is not the time for you to engage in sexual immorality. It's not time for you to engage in sin, in sexual sins. Sex before marriage is sin. Yes, I'm a very great advocate for chastity. So don't even let that occur. Don't let that enter the equation of your courtship at all. No sex before marriage. Let that be a standby rule, that nothing can change. No sex before marriage should be a very pertinent rule in your relationship. Don't set the wrong foundation for your marriage. Don't set the wrong foundation, because sex before marriage will take your mind away from reality, and then you won't be able to focus on the important things. These are our flesh. If you give it the opportunity to go 1 mile, I tell you, if you take the liberty of going 100 miles without you sending it, that is the flesh for you. So don't even give your flesh the chance at all to venture into sin, into sexual sin in any way. So I have said you shouldn't spend your time, the courtship period, touching, necking, pecking, kissing and all that. That's not what you focus on. So what should you focus on instead? What are those things you'll be doing instead now that you're in a relationship, or when you get into a relationship? Number 1, ask questions. I tell you, ask questions. That's the first thing. You need to talk about everything possible, and I mean that. Talk about everything. For anything you can think about, talk about it. The time of courtship is not a time to keep your mouth shut. It's not for you to say, I'm quiet. No, it's a time to find out, to ask questions, and then listen for answers. Listen for answers. It's a time to talk and talk again. It's a time to talk and talk. Yes, talk. Don't just keep quiet and assume things. You need to ask questions. You'll be amazed at some answers you get along the line. Yes, you might get some answers that will shock you, and you'll be like, oh really? So you need to ask. Don't just assume, oh, I believe this must be this person's passion, or this must be this person's attitude to this particular aspect of life. Don't assume. Ask questions. Ask questions, sincere questions. So in case you're confused about, okay, so what will we be talking about for 3 years? There's so many things to talk about. So let me give you a heads up. Maybe you are wondering, what should we talk about? Let me just highlight some things. Talk about your finances. You need to ask, okay, what's your notion, or what do you think about tithing or offerings? There are people in church that don't believe in tithing. You'll be amazed. Yes, so you need to talk about your finances. And apart from sex, finances is another major issue, a major cause for problems in marriages. Finances. So you need to start trashing it out right from now. What does it think about tithes? About first fruits? Okay? Savings. Is it someone that just eats up everything? He doesn't believe in saving or putting something apart. Is it someone that is like one of my friends from school that will be like, hey, Jesus might come tomorrow, so I'm not saving anything, I will eat whatever I want to eat today? Is it that kind of person? Or someone that believes in keeping things, aside for the rainy days? Then what is his notion when it comes to investment? What does it think about you investing? Remember the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. She considers a field and buys it. Okay? Investment. What does it think about investment? What would you like to invest in? All right? Now, when we buy properties, will it be in our children's name or in both of our names? You need to talk about all these things. Yes, when we get properties, how do we go about it? Okay, how do we go about the purchasing? Who puts down the money? What do you think about giving to the needy? Is it that we want to set apart a particular amount of money every month that we go into, funding the needs of certain people? Or whenever it just comes, we just, attack it that way? What does it think about giving to the needy? I hope you know that there are some people that don't believe in giving to people because they think it's because it's not hard working. You have to work hard. If you're hard working, you won't be in the condition you are in. There are people like that. So you need to ask and be sure that your visions align. If you're that person that wants to give, you feel that you are called, you feel inclined towards the help ministry, towards helping the less privileged. You need to trash it out and be clear about it. Budgeting. Okay, so when we get our money, how do we do it? Is it that we want to have joint accounts or partially joint accounts, whereby you maintain your account, I maintain my account, that we have a joint pool where we keep money for capital projects? Whatever is going to work for you. Talk about it now. Do you want to start saving towards something? Okay, you need to talk about all of that. For instance, let me use myself as an example. Myself and my husband, before we got married, some months before, we started keeping money aside, and I was the bank. Okay, we're saving the money in my account. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying, because we talked about our finances and we looked into the future, we decided on certain things that we needed to do as at that time. Okay, and then from the very first Sunday of our marriage, we have always given one envelope, one offering. Our tithe is a common. I don't bring my tithe and then he brings his tithe. No, we bring our tithe. So it's one. So whatever is going to work for you, you need to find out before you get married. Now that's not about finances. You need to talk about in-laws too. Yes, you need to talk about your in-laws. Oh, I want my younger sister to come and live with us once we are married, or once I get pregnant. Okay, what do you think about that? Talk about your in-laws. It would be an erroneous thing for you to think that it's myself and my husband alone. You must know that you're getting married into that family, and it's a baggage it's coming with. You can't discard your families. So how do we undo them? As much as, yes, they must not come in between you, but they're still part of your family, that extended family. How do we handle our in-laws? What's the place of the mother? What's the place of your father? What's the place of your younger brother? What's the place of your elder sister in my marriage? In case something happens and we don't have a child on time. Those are possibilities. In-laws. Family traditions that you intend to imbibe into your own marriage. Is it the tradition from, maybe your own family or from his own family? Give and take. You pick from there. Oh, I love this that we used to do in my family. Can we imbibe it in our own family? Okay, Christmas periods. Where do we travel to? Maybe, okay, during Christmas we go to the mom's place this year, the wife's place this year, and then we go to during New Year we go to the husband's place, and then we alternate next year. You need to set all these things in place. All right, now family traditions. Then another thing, number of children and how early you want to start having children. Yes, I want to enjoy my honeymoon the honeymoon phase for 1 year or 2 years before I start having kids, or right away let's start having kids. And then how many children do we want? You'll be amazed at the how flimsy the reasons for people getting agitated in marriage could be. Little things. Talk about the children. Talk about your spiritual beliefs. Yes. Fasting. What does it think about fasting? There are people that don't believe in fasting. Yes, there are some people who don't believe in you praying in tongues. So that when you get into marriage, that's scalaboshing. And then he's like, what's wrong with this woman? You're disturbing. I don't like, You need to talk about all these things. Talk about which church you want to attend, especially if you attend different denominations. Which church do we want to start attending after the wedding? Okay, our daily devotions. How do we go about it? What time we will be having our morning devotions, and what time will be the night devotions? Dressing codes. Yes, I don't wear jewelries. I don't retouch my hair. What do you think? Are you okay with this, or you really want someone that is going to be, what's up? You need to talk about all these things. You'll be amazed at how these little things can cause real big issues in your marriage. Yes, videos. Do you want to have videos every first Friday of the month, or want to set time apart to fast every Wednesday or once a month? Whatever is going to work for you. Set the ball rolling right from now. Then talk about issues relating to your career. Your career. Okay, I'm going to have my job intact, and then I want to start a business on the side, or I don't want to work for anyone. I want to set up my own business. Talk about all these things. You will be amazed to hear someone say, hey, I don't want you to work at all. In fact, I don't want you to have a shop. I just want you to stay at home and take care of the kids for the first 10 years of marriage, or something like that. And you don't want that. You need to trash it out from now. Yes, you need to trash it out from now. And then think about it. What if your job takes you away from where the family is settled? What's going to happen? Will you leave your job because of that? Or will the family be ready to move with you? All these things. All these things. Then household duties. Who does what in marriage? There are some guys, they believe, every domestic chore is for the wife. She's the one that will cook, she will wash plates, she will wash the clothes, she will iron, she will sweep, she will mop the floors, she will wash the bathrooms, she will do everything. While all he has to do is to go to work, come back. That's how he envisioned a man to be, or that is what he saw in his own parents' home. Talk about it. Who is going to do what? Not that when the thing has already metamorphosized into marriage, and then you are now complaining, he's not helping me do anything, he's not helping me do this. You need to understand, feel his pulse when it comes to salient issues. Ask hypothetical questions. Ask hypothetical questions. In our case, while we were courting, what I used to do was, anytime anything pops into my head, I just write it at the back of my journal. I want to ask this question. I want to ask this question. So the next time we talk, I'm asking those questions. I don't want to forget anything. So, and as much as we talked about everything, we weren't able to cover every single thing, but we kept talking and talking and talking. But at least the basic things, you need to talk about them. As many things that come into your head. Maybe you see something from someone, you can be inspired from their own relationship and say, what will this guy think about this? Okay, and then you ask him. So it is very important. These questions are inexhaustible. I've just tried to give you a heads up so that you know that there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. So don't just go about buying shawarma, pizza, enjoying life, marking register at every eatery, okay, and watching every movie at the theater. Buy books. Invest into your future marriage. Buy books that talk about marriage, that talks about the man, talks about the wife. When you buy gifts, give gifts that will improve your being and that will improve your partner. Okay, so buy books. You can take turns reading those books, and then you come together and discuss the lessons. Oh, I don't agree with this that the author said, or this, oh, I love this. We can actually imbibe this culture into our own marriage. Those are, talk about meaningful things. Not, hey, look at how sexy you look. Hey, look at that dress. That's not all. Yes, that's part of it. But that's not all that should be. Hey, it's the dress. Oh, the boutique. Oh, that's not it. Talk about important things. Yes, listen to sermons together instead of just watching African Magic every time you meet, or the newest movie in Hollywood. Be purposeful with your courtship period. Then, apart from investing into your relationship, investing into your lives as individuals and collectively, get to know your partner. Get to know him, his temperaments. Don't turn a blind eye. Someone, for instance, you might see him shouting down at his elder sister or his younger sister, and he has never shouted at you. I can assure you. It's a very high probability. There's a very high probability that he will shout at you one day. I can assure you. I tell you, that is it. So don't shut the eye to that little thing that he does at this time. Be sensitive. Okay, this is this person. This is what he likes. This is what he dislikes. This is temperament. He gets angry easily. And be sure that you are able and you're ready to go with it. So it's very important for you to know your partner. Get to know your partner. And then set time out right from your courtship period for studying God's words, for praying together, fasting together. Be committed to each other's spiritual growth. Be committed to each other's spiritual growth. You have to start from now. Don't wait until later. Start from now. Set the ball rolling right from your courtship period. It's like I said, it's a foundation for your marriage. So set the right foundation. Set the right foundation. Both of you, let your focus be, we want a wonderful marriage. We want a godly marriage. We want a beautiful marriage. We want to enjoy our marriage. So let's start doing things right from now. And then I would like to just close this up by saying you should maximize your courtship period. Maximize your courtship period to do things that are worthwhile. Don't just go around gallivanting and flaunting your ring and marking attendance at every joint and eateries. No. Maximize your courtship period. Maximize it. Whether it's for a year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever the length of your courtship, make sure you are doing things purposefully. You're in that relationship purposefully. Yes, we're going to get married, but now that we are in a relationship, let's do things that make sense. Things that are important. Those are the things you should invest in. Yes, attend seminars together. There are so many marriage seminars. Invest in your marriage. It is what you plant that you reap. It's rather sad that when you ask people to, maybe buy a book that is going to help them, that is going to better equip them for marriage, or attend a seminar for just 2,500 or 5,000 naira to help them become better persons for marriage, or both of you come together, just pay 5,000 naira, come and attend a seminar. Listen to people that have gone ahead of you. Listen to people that are experienced, people that have been anointed to, inspire people towards having good and great marriages. They will say they don't have such money, but ask them to buy wigs and weaves and shoes and clothes. 20k, 50k. They won't even bat their eye. They won't blink for 1 second before they put the money down and do it. I tell you, this is one thing that really helped me. I would rather buy books than buy shoes. If I see a book that I really want to buy, I'm going to buy it. And I developed a culture when I started working. Every month, immediately I collect my salary. Once I get my tithe out of the salary, while I was still single, the next place I visited was the bookstore. I can assure you, yes, that was the next place. I make sure I buy at least one book every month to add to my library, and then I read it to rejuvenate my spirit. And then, knowledge is power. I tell you, knowledge is power. There are so many people that have gone ahead. God has blessed them to walk this path successfully. They want to share things with you, but then you deprive yourself of getting the knowledge that you need, the knowledge that you need to equip yourself for a better future. Don't be stingy to yourself. Don't keep indulging your flesh and buying things for your body and all that without investing in your spirit, man. It's very, very important. I just charge you. I see the impact of the investment I made on my spirit. I see it even today. So that's why I'm encouraging you to develop that culture of investing in your soul and your spirit. If you have any opportunity to invest in yourself, just embrace it as much as you can. You can even go hungry, okay? You're going to enjoy it at the end of the day. I can assure you of it. You're going to enjoy it. So that's it for this part. Let me know what you have gained from this video. Let me know. I value your feedback. How has this helped you? What are your questions? Just drop them in the comment section below, or you can send me an email. You can send an email to thebeautifulbranch@gmail.com. Yes, I would like to recommend the Beautiful Branch discipleship course to you, so that you can learn more about getting ready for marriage. I tell you, that book is loaded and the course is awesome. Yes, you don't want to miss it. I recommend you to, just take part in that course. You're going to be really blessed by it. I can assure you of it. You want to be a total package, a beautiful person, inside and out, a beautiful woman who is really ready, okay, fully equipped, fully armed for that place called marriage. Yes, I hope to see you watching the last video. Bye for now.